Hey Pisces, welcome to your April 2020 reading. Welcome back to Deku Tarot. Welcome back to all my subscribers, and if you haven't, do make sure to subscribe and check out your monthlies as well as your 2020 to 2021 yearlies. Okay, for your sun, your moon, and your rising. I have some announcements, and I'm going to do them at the end for discounted prices on readings, how you can get a good chunk of money off on some really amazing astrology charts, compatibility charts, and numerology through Truly Divine, and a giveaway. And again, you can check out most of that in my description box below and in the comments. All right, so let's get into your reading though for April 2020, and then we'll do all the announcements at the end. Let me have a sip of tea, because despite all this coronavirus stuff, it is still allergy season here. Fun. So, your energy and where you're at really coming out of March and into April isn't too bad. I think that you guys have been sensing a major change. And we're using the Morgan Greer, as well as the Muka Tarot. But yeah, you guys have definitely been sensing a change coming on with the Wheel of Fortune and the High Priestess. And I have to say, you, Taurus, and Cancer, and a lot of Virgos are probably really enjoying all this isolation and time alone, and I don't need to go out and do things. That sounds great. I can just sit at home and play games and, you know, drink and smoke weed and all that fun stuff. And I think a lot of you guys are really vibing in that energy right now of not having to go out and getting to just be alone. And I get that. Pisces midheaven, Taurus sun, Virgo moon, Cancer rising. I'm all about isolation. I get it. However, amidst all this isolation, a lot of you are probably quarantined with other people, and that could be like really annoying for you right now. I get it. Everyone's getting on your nerves. Just make sure to, you know, take your time out to meditate, do your things, do your you time, fully alone when you start feeling frustrated by others' presence. Okay? But again, I do feel that there's been a great change in how you are viewing things, how you're feeling things moving forward. There's a lot less rush and a lot more. I know things are changing on their own time, and I really don't have that much of, you know, a hold in this. You know, the hand of the divine here is really what's turning the wheel and getting me to these new points. And right now, there's not much control I can take, and you guys are really okay with that. Unlike Geminis, unlike Libras, unlike Aquarians, unlike Leos. Well, actually, Leos are doing pretty well, but air signs, this whole lack of control thing and being able to do what you do is really frustrating. For you guys, this is like very refreshing. You're finding yourself growing a lot in terms of intuition, in terms of your emotional self, in terms of, you know, becoming more of your higher self. And if you haven't, I would highly recommend this month to reach out to your higher self. Meditate, reach out to them, ask them to come and be with you here in the everyday, merge with you to help you make better decisions and live your most fulfilling life moving forward, to help you to know your right next move, to know what needs to be done, to know things rather than to be searching for them and seeking them out. You know, this is more about relying on your intuition and on that, again, that higher self. And I really am interested to see how you guys are growing. Put it in the comments. If you are getting more into your psychic abilities, getting more into meditating, getting more into, you know, more metaphysical kinds of growth in all the ways that can mean. Spiritual growth. Growth of intuition and trust in your intuition, inner guidance. So you're doing fine, I have to say. It feels like as you come into this month and you're okay, you're ready for things to change. You're so ready for it at this point. Let's actually switch on over to the Muka, because I'm just getting the sense that it wants to be used for this next part here. Okay, I guess that's why. Yeah, okay. Your focus this month is really interesting. Your theme of the month is really interesting. Actually, let's get your energy in combination with that before we start talking about it. But yeah, we're definitely battling some I don't want to say hedonistic desires, but you've kind of reached your pinnacle with certain people, relationships in your life, and you're like, even if I'm bringing down the tower, I'm gonna do it this month. This is your energy. Is the tower. The tower actually came out before the Magician. You're ready to knock the tower down and see what's on the other side. It's like you guys are just ready. I don't know if it's out of boredom, out of frustration, out of, I've been playing this game too long. Let's blow it up and see what happens. And for a lot of you, I do think it has to do with a love situation, and it could have to do a lot with the boredom factor. But you're ready to make some major changes in your life, whether it's, relationship and love stuff or not. In general, you're ready to really look at, what you've been balancing again that hasn't been healthy. And I really love the juxtaposition of these two cards. The Devil came out first, and that's why I was like, oh, that's why you needed to be used, right? Okay. Because I was just going to use the Morgan Greer, and that Muka just kept calling to me, and here we are. With your theme of the month again being the Devil and the Two of Pentacles, that's a lot of juggling of things that have a very negative hold on you, whether you realize it right away or not. And, man, she really appears to be this really attractive, beautiful woman. Let's focus on the Devil here for a second. And yet she's got this hoof coming out. She's got the, this devil tail, or, this dragon tail thing going on. She's got these bat wings and horns, and yet she's topless. And that's like going to distract everybody. She's like topless. Oh my God, she's topless. And, she's looking really attractive. And it's got these two people in a tizzy about it. Desire looks one way, but what does it actually bring? And I think some of you guys have realized also, and I mean, it could be that sense that, desire has had a hold on you, and you have been juggling it, juggling and being truthful about it, or juggling playing a game. And for a lot of you, it's, been, I'm going to keep playing this game, because you guys are known for being in the long game in terms of relationships and in terms of your feelings with people. There's always a lot of emotional investment. There's always a lot of coming close and then running away, and coming close and running away. And you guys are, the two fishes swimming at each other's tails. It's constantly turning, constantly going, constantly redeveloping, and our feelings, redeveloping how we're viewing the situation, and looking at it in these different perspectives, feeling different things, and having that change our mind and change our situation. So you guys are known to not really be able to make a decision. And nobody talks about that with Libras, but you guys don't make decisions like that. You're like, oh my God, give me a minute. I need to think about this for a while. Jesus, there's a lot to consider here. And I know that because I have a lot of you guys in my lives. Pisces make up most of my best friends, which is really interesting. But again, you guys are focused on what's tying you to certain, what are your negative ties this month? What's unhealthy? What's keeping you in a negative loop that doesn't really bring you anywhere, whether it be work. I keep doing this because it makes me money, but it only makes me just enough, and I'm not really happy. But what happens if I leave it? That kind of stuff can be happening in terms of work. What are we juggling that's not really worth it? And what happens when we drop one of those pentacles and put all of our effort and focus on just the one? And for those of you in love situations, I do think you know what that means. It could be juggling, I love being alone and I have this life like this, but I'm really interested in this person. There's a major change here that needs to take place, and I'm unsure about it. I'm unsure what happens when I make these moves, when I say what needs to be said, when I speak my feelings. What happens then? But can I keep juggling this? Probably not. It's reaching a point, obviously, this month with all of this going on here. So I do feel a lot of you guys are reaching your pinnacles, reaching your points here in terms of a love situation. And in terms of, for a lot of you, generally how you're living your life, you're like, I've been juggling it this way, but like, how happy is this juggling making me? Not very. It's time for me to blow this up and see what happens. Let's see what happens this month. Interesting. I want to pull actually now from the Morgan Greer. It's coming back. You get some, and I think that's, I mean, there's this really, let's talk about the astrology for a second. Sorry guys, I had to get my notes there all fixed up for the astrology. I had it on the wrong dates. Anyways, so we have this really, we have some interesting stuff happening this month. And this is definitely highlighting this more destructive, more, this is what I'm going to do because I'm tired of this now. You know, I'm ready to blow this up. I'm ready to do this. And it's going to really lend to that energy when we have this Mars in Aquarius squaring Uranus and Taurus on April 7th. And that's pretty big stuff here. It only happens once a year. And it's going to bring up this really intense, again, energy of defending your individuality, getting on the defense about it. You know, there's this growing sense of yourself and who you want to fight for, involving yourself in what you want to fight for. It's, you know, this is me and I'm going for it. These are my feelings and I'm going for it. This is what I want to do. And you know what? Screw it. I'm going to do it. And who's going to stop me? What do you have to say about it? I don't care. So, sorry, actually the video died there. So let's look at how this month plays out now. What happens in terms of the spells you're breaking, the things you're dropping, the things that you are blowing up, knocking down to see what's really on the other side. This is nice. Uh-oh. Here we go. How do I put this? You will definitely make a choice. I like that after you see the Two of Pentacles here. Your first card out for what's happening this month is the Ace of Pentacles. You're going to choose something truly stable. And it's going to be based on love and the life that you want to live in terms of a love situation, in terms of a family, a home. Your happiness, your emotional happiness doesn't have to be, you know, a love thing or anything like that. But regardless, you have to choose something with your heart in terms of what makes you truly happy, what makes you feel emotionally fulfilled, who that is. If it's a choice for you, if it's a choice even between I want to be alone, I don't want to be alone, and I have somebody really amazing, but that means giving up the life that I built alone and all this, you know, who I am in that kind of regard. And you need to be ready to, and I don't want to say you need to be ready because it feels like you just are ready, honestly, to do that. I do want to look a little deeper at this because Five of Wands, Three of Swords, not so great, right? There's a lot of combative energy, but what you need to remember with the Five of Wands is that it's little fish, small fish. It's not big fish to deal with. There's, you know, problems, there's fights, there's, you know, this difficulty in communicating properly, getting frustrated with each other, and might have a lot to do with isolation stuff and being stuck with family, being stuck with people constantly can be a lot for you guys. You need your alone time. You like to be alone, and even in isolation, you need more time alone than maybe some people are getting. Three of Swords is bringing up a lot of hurt. Something that started out small could end up hurting you a lot this month. Let's look a little bit more at that because I know that's a concerning factor here in this month. For some of you, this is dealing with somebody that has hurt you, you know, again, somebody or a situation even that, again, you were actively involved in. And I don't want to say that you're not taking responsibility for it. I know that you feel partially responsible for these Three Swords in your heart. You kind of knew stepping into this, it was going to be this way, huh? Seven of Wands. There's a lot to fight against. It could be that that you want to be with a friend or somebody that it's difficult. They might have somebody else. You might not be sure what's going on, and you thought there was nobody else, and now all of a sudden they're dating somebody. Oh my gosh, wait, what? I thought we had a thing. I thought this was more than that. There's a lot of third party energy here as well. Trying to find a way to get from Three of Cups to the Two of Cups, which comes right after it, in regards to this Three of Swords situation. And like I said, I think some of you guys are ready to stop juggling your emotions and put them all on the table this month. Tell somebody, this is how I feel, what do you think? And there's the Wheel of Fortune again. It's time for a change in this situation. It's time for it to be a thing or not be a thing. It's time for this running around to end and to see what this really is all about. Where do we stand? The wheel is ever turning, and again, you don't really feel in control of it. And I don't think you've ever sought control of it in any way other than escaping, running away, not dealing with emotional situations. And you guys are known for that as well, but how that plays out, well, you're going to have to put your cards on the table to see. I don't think I can tell you. It looks really good in some aspects, and it looks very painful in others. But I don't think I can say it's one thing or the other, especially for all of you. This is big. And again, you're coming at this with big energy. With solid proof of love here, solid proof, you know, this is what I want. I'm ready for the new doorway. I'm so ready for it. This is how I'm feeling. This is what I'm looking for. Let's do it. The Lovers. And in some aspects, yes, this is a choice, and I know that you have choices this month about what you're going to do. But this more, to me, feels like a coming together. Two halves of a whole for some of you. And like I said, two paths in this situation where I think that if you know that what you're blowing up and what you're offering is going to come to nothing, then you're already aware of that. But if you really don't know, and you've been fighting for something, or fighting for crumbs in this situation, and you still can't let it go, I think you're going for it, and it might surprise you how it turns out. Trust in your gut, trust in your feelings, and be true to them as well. Your higher self does not deceive you. Your emotions do not deceive you, Pisces. What you know in your heart and in your feelings is always true. Remember that about you. There's a lot going on in terms of work, in terms of moving, in terms of building new foundations, and there's a lot of busyness there. So if in terms of work, you're actually looking pretty busy, there also looks to be more opportunities. And for those of you that want to move and build new foundations and start something maybe with a small company, a startup, or with a few other people, or even putting that investment into yourself and having a lot more people backing you, supporting you, helping you through it. These are all positive things right now. I think, again, some of you might be looking at all of this stuff here in the sense of a new life path, a career path, leaving something that you felt tied to, but really you've changed and your view of it has changed, your attachment to it, you're realizing is more of a devil situation than anything. And I think you're like, wait, I can do whatever I want with my life, and there's, you know, why am I wasting it on this? Why am I wasting time, energy, playing this game and putting up a facade and swimming away from something that I really want? And it's happening. As soon as you say, you know, turn in the direction that you actually want to be going in, and you start following your gut, things build themselves up in real life with, you know, the Knight of Pentacles and the Three of Wands. It's not Three of Pentacles, what am I saying? That's two material cards. It's real building blocks, real things, physical, money, stability. Be ready to close chapters. Be ready to end things. Do not fight it when the world comes up. Do not let your vision be cramped. Don't put it in a box. Don't box yourself in this month, and you will see life expand from all different angles. You have a completion of one chapter, and again, a beginning of another. Clearly, things are changing. When you get the Wheel of Fortune twice, 2 different decks, and the World. These are major energies coming to a close and new ones beginning. But again, you have to take part in that, in picking the pentacle and making the decision, and ending the juggling. And it feels like you're really tired of that, so just drop it. What are you juggling, keeping in the air, keeping going for everybody else's sake, for the sake of what? Even if it's not other people, why are you doing it then? Let's pull a Lynn V. Andrews card. For Pisces. Okay. I like this card. All right. Harmony. I know I'm going to hold it sideways, but it's because I have to read it. Harmony lives in the lodge of balance and involves equilibrium between the physical and spiritual aspects of your life. For there to be harmony, there must be balance. Imagine yourself as the hub of a sacred wheel standing in the center. This wheel must function every day of your life. If you imagine that the south is your physical self, the west your emotional self, the north your spiritual self, and the east your mental self, you see that you stand in an ancient wheel of truth. Consider whether you spend as much time in the physical south as you do in the spiritual north. Are they balanced? Are they in harmony? Reflect on whether you spend more time in your emotions west than you do in your mind east. Adjust your daily life by being aware of your actions and behavior patterns to incorporate equal effort in all the directions so that your wheel will function in perfect harmony. You get that last line, your wheel will function in perfect harmony. This is the perfect card for you. And again, it's about bringing everything back into balance, back into harmony here, because they haven't been. And you've been realizing, you know, the juggling keeps things going, but I'm not harmony. I'm not in harmony. I'm not happy. I'm not making the right choice. I'm not going for what I really want. I'm not being true to my feelings. And when you're not true to your feelings, you will become more and more unhappy. Being true to what you really want. Truth should be nothing to be afraid of. No, it is nothing to fear. Feelings are nothing to fear. Let's see what your advice is this month from the Stacey DeMarco Halloween Oracle. Wow. I'm going to take them both because this is really amazing. First of all, you got the only love card in this deck. It's always special when you get this. And I think with all these love cards and the chances being taken, there's a really important chance that you might need to take here, whether it goes positively or negatively. I think it's going to lead you to the partner, or this person could be them. All right, so love is love is love, and it transcends physical death, eternal love. Should you choose this card, you are being reminded that love is the most powerful force in the universe. It is more powerful than death itself. Love lingers, it leaves its own legacy, and we should be aware of this every day that we live. For those that are ready for and desiring of a partner, it also indicates that a significant love is close at hand and to be ready to open up to this new experience. So that is a perfect message for you. And then you get scrying, intuition, which is like this whole reading has been follow your intuition. Your intuition is extremely strong. So all right, should you pull the scrying card, I suggest you try it for starters. It also indicates that you may wish to develop your intuition further and not rely solely on the logical part of your mind for all the answers. True wisdom takes a balance of logic and imagination and intuition for true wisdom. So whenever I see scrying, it brings up, you know, the growth of intuition, relying more on it, relying on your feelings, and being a 12, you know, the sign that is associated with 12th house stuff, and more about, you know, going through our emotions and ruminating on them and learning from them and going through them again and again as much as we possibly can. Intuition is always high in you guys. So please use that intuitive muscle of yours this month. Let it grow and focus on it with any extra free time that you have. Trust how you're feeling. Trust any type of weird, psychic, strange connections you're feeling with people. I don't know why that one comes out, but it does. Just trust it, all right? work on it. And there's messages that want to come in there and guidance that will lead you to wherever it is you want to go right now. If you reach out to your intuition and you decide to really focus on it, on its growth, and on listening to it. All right, so Pisces, those are your messages for April 2020. I hope you enjoyed them. Check out your sun, your moon, your rising, especially, and your Venus for April. If you want to book a private reading, guys, for the time being, I am taking 20% off all of my readings. So all the updated prices are below. I just thought it would be a little bit more helpful during the times of all this craziness that we're living through, to, you know, lower my prices and try to be more helpful to you guys. So take advantage of that if you want to get a reading. Also, I'm doing a giveaway for this really cool little bone wire wrap ring. So there's 2 ways you can enter. You can share a video on social media, email me, just, you know, take a screenshot of that, email me, and you'll be entered, and you can get this, again, cool wire wrap. And this is real bone, you know, beads here, wire wrap ring. And I'm also going to be having some of my crystals in there, as well as a specialized spell sachet made by me for you. So you have up until April 13th to enter. And what else? Oh, trulydivine.com. I am working with them, and they are incredible. I mean, I get offered a lot of different, you know, oh, I want to work with you on this, or, you know, promote this, but I don't like to do that with companies I haven't tried or that I don't really know and I don't feel go with me as you know, Deku Tarot, and don't go with the vibe and what we promote here. So it was really amazing for them to reach out to me, and they gave me these samples for, you know, the astrology chart, as well as compatibility one, and a numerology one, and it was just incredible. Like, they were so in depth, they were so detail oriented on it. They had, you know, it wasn't just like, you know, you're stubborn, whatever. It was, you know, you're stubborn about these things, and this is why, and this is how you can work through it. And also these are how, you know, your other placements, as well as, you know, your partner's other placements, if you're doing a compatibility one, interact with that and how you can work your best through it. Okay, so it's like really, really incredible, and just, I was blown away. And, you know, they're like 17 pages long and stuff. So again, I have a code where you can get 30% off of all of those, and you can, you know, send them to your friends, your family, etc. You can use them multiple times, and you can use the code DEKU30. It's in the description box with all the info for Truly Divine and the link there, so you can go check them out and use the code DEKU30 for 30% off. Again, you don't need to use it once, you can share it with people. So again, check that out, guys. It's really cool. I was just so impressed, because I've gotten my chart done several times by websites and other people, and they really blew me out. They just blew them all out of the water. I was just like, wow. So anyways, check that out, guys. All the other info is in the description box. I'm booking a reading, and I'll have the giveaway information in the comments, I think, below. Have a wonderful month, and check out the dailies, check out the weeklies, and I'll see you guys soon. Check me out over on Instagram if you haven't. Make sure to subscribe, and have a blessed April 2020. Namaste.